There are so many labels floating around out there about neurodivergence, neurodiversity, neurotypical. What does it all mean? If you've done any research or if you've wondered if your partner or you are on the spectrum, that's another term, and you've done some research, you probably run across all these terms. And so I want to give you a little bit of clarity about what they all mean. So let's start with neurotypical. So what this is referring to is neuro is about our brain, and typical is just basically what falls within standard average norms. So if you remember back in school, we learned about a bell curve, and at the top of the bell curve is the average, like the most common behaviors, traits, manner, whatever is being studied. And at the ends, opposite sides of that bell curve, so it goes up and then down. So on each side, we have more of the extremes. So someone who is neurotypical means that their brain functions in terms of how it processes sensory information, memory, thoughts, emotions, tasks, all sorts of things, more close to the typical person. So those are neurotypical individuals. So then someone who is neurodivergent or neurodiverse, they're going to be more at the edges of this bell curve, which means their brain processes certain neurological things differently. So sensory information, which is how our brain takes in information from our senses, like smell, taste, touch. Does it take a lot more of a smell or a lot less of a smell for the brain to notice it? Also, our executive functioning type tasks, our memory, our problem solving, emotional regulation, all sorts of executive functioning tasks can make someone neurodivergent. People with ADHD who are diagnosed, or autism, learning disabilities, dyslexia, all of those things are types of neurodivergences. So is it wrong or bad for someone to be neurodivergent? No, it's just a difference. Sometimes those differences can be problematic for an individual. It can cause them difficulties, and there are in the medical community or the therapeutic community, we may call some of these things disordered if it causes significant challenges for someone's daily functioning. In a relationship, people can be really different from each other as well, and that can cause a lot of confusion and frustration in a relationship. But no one is right or wrong or good or bad. Everyone's just got the brain that they've got. And so it's important to just understand how we're different from each other.